G'day again. My name is Neil McCauley, and I've had a few people ask me to make some more informative videos on how to do 100cc kart engines. Here we have a Merlin engine. It's a brand new engine. It's a brand new cylinder from the factory. Hasn't been blueprinted yet. Hasn't been honed yet. Hasn't been run. It's a beautiful engine. So I'm measuring the piston to bore clearance, just so you can see how I do it and how I set my clearance. Other people are going to vary, of course, but anyway, this is how I do it. So today in my workshop it's 17 degrees. I've had the heater on and I've had these two equalised in temperature while they've been sitting here for a while. So primarily I've got to go ahead and measure the pistons. That's a black Teflon coated piston. As we're all aware, they use a Dykes ring. Here's the ring for it here. They come as a kit. So yeah, the way I measure the clearance is the biggest part of the piston is usually around about here, across this diameter, the fattest point. So I measure it so it just drops in through my micrometer, and I can just move it with a small amount of friction. If you can see that. So I prop the micrometer up here in a little vise, and it's held very, very gently in the vise. And then I just measure the piston until it just feels some friction as I'm passing it through the micrometer. So if I lock that up so it stays there, that's how I do it. It does take some time to get it exactly right, because you want to make sure that you're perfect. So that's the measurement that I use, the measuring method of measuring the piston. So that's I found that that's a lovely shaped piston, big at that point there, and so I put that to one side. I then use my dial gauge, bore gauge, whatever you want to call it. It's a Toyo one. I've had it for a long time. I like using it. Put the bore gauge in the micrometer, and then we zero it. So I move it around inside the jaws of the micrometer until I set this to 0. And once I've set this to 0, then I know that my bore gauge is set. So that's set at 0 on the big scale and 4 on the little scale. So I know where I'm at. So I gently remove that, push my micrometer to one side, measure my cylinder. So if we put that inside the bore, we can then see that this engine, so 0 when we set it in the micrometer, will be here, and then if I release that, this is showing me this has got 120 microns clearance. So pass that down past all the ports, so that's 120 microns. It's a little bit more clearance than what we would like. Normally we'd run them around about 110 microns, sometimes 115, so 120 is a little bit too much. I'll find a slightly bigger piston for this engine. Won't need honing. I can turn it over and measure it from the other side as well. So if you can see the dial there, so that comes in at 120 microns. So hopefully it gives you an insight into how we do it. Then the next technique of honing, that's a different technique altogether. Thank you.